Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and today in this video we're going to do an unboxing of this Crux Jeep Wrangler spare tire backup camera. In this unboxing we're going to show you all the components that this kit comes with and some of its features. Let's get started. Now the kit that we're unboxing today is the CCH-01M, and what's super special about this kit over other generic backup cameras for Jeeps is this kit specifically has sensors to tell when you're turning. When you're turning as you're backing up, it actually will change and adjust those lines based in the direction you are turning. That's super cool and helpful when you're backing up a big Jeep rig that's built and you have a lot of blind spots. So let's go ahead and get this all pulled apart and see everything inside the box.
This video is sponsored by Crux Interfacing Solutions, an excellent location for radio replacements, camera interfaces, and more. Check out cruxinterfacing.com to start planning your next install today.
Okay, as we get this open, first and foremost we have our wiring harness here. Now this wiring harness has both the power and ground for the camera as well as the video wire. Then we have our camera itself. Now what's really cool about this camera, it is built on a nice aluminum platform. This thing is beefy and also has a nice split loomed cable cover, just so this is nice and protected in the elements, because of course with the Jeep you're off-roading. Comes with 3 cable ties as well as some lock washers here. So let's quickly look at the instructions that are provided by Crux. Now here specifically some of the product features up here. It's a fixed rear view mount camera. It maintains the OEM look, which is super cool, so you don't have to put a license plate camera that's off center. This puts it right square in the middle. It also has moving parking guidelines that assist in parking. Big highlights of this kit is that moving parking guideline. Now this is applicable if you have the OEM spare tire mount in the back of the Jeep, because this has to bolt to that mount. Now within this kit you have the camera itself, as we showed you. You have your extension cable, you have your lock washers here, as well as cable ties. Now it does actually come with a nice set of installation instructions here. Alright, so for the installation instruction down below, it's pretty straightforward. Just the wiring may be the trickiest part here, but essentially here you have to remove the spare so you can then mount the plate in between the spare and the bolts. Then run the cabling inside of the Jeep itself all the way up to the front radio area. So we're going to have to pop out the aftermarket radio that we have installed. This can be adapted to a factory radio with the factory screen if your OEM factory screen can support a camera. There is a Crux part there that allows you to do that, but we're obviously installing it to an aftermarket radio. Wiring is pretty straightforward. Essentially here, your yellow cable is the video wire, which carries a signal from the camera up to the aftermarket radio. Now it has 2 red wires here, and according to the note here, this camera does need 12-volt power. So 2 different ways according to these instructions you can get that wired up. You can power the camera with the head unit using wire B, which is this one. So essentially here you're going to use that B to tap into power back behind the radio, which will power your camera, and that way the camera is always on when the radio is on and shuts down when the radio turns off. Or you can tap in power for the camera at the tail light, which is using A, which is a lot shorter there, right? Because we have about 20 feet in between here, and that essentially only powers the camera when the reverse tail light is on. So kind of keep that in mind, just kind of depends. Probably recommend using the B configuration here, just so you can use the camera in addition just to going in reverse. You can use that camera since it's on when you're driving, just in case you're off-roading and want to see what's behind you. Also has a looped wire of white, function of parking lines. Joined is defaulted as on, and if you cut that loop it will shut off those defaulted lines. But the nice thing about this kit is those moving defaulted parking lines, so I don't suggest cutting those. If you don't care about the lines, I do the other version of this kit, which we can post here in this video. So essentially this fits 2007 through 17 Jeep Wranglers, both JKs and JKUs. That's about it for the instructions here. Again, with this harness here, this is just long enough, built for this Jeep, to allow you to send your video signal from the camera all the way up to your aftermarket radio. Now, your radio needs to have a video camera input in order for this to actually work properly. So ensure that whatever radio you're installing this to, or a dash mounted screen or anything of the sort, allows you to have some sort of source input so we can display what the camera is seeing. Now again, this is the power. We can power the camera with this lead. This is lead B, or if you don't want to power the camera all the way back to behind the radio and just do it at the license plate light, you can pull this on out too as well and do the A version, and then this just goes to the reverse light, positive and negative. So different ways, different wiring configurations. That's about it. So what we're going to do with this, we're actually going to get this thing installed on a 2011 Jeep Wrangler JKU. We're going to go through step by step on how to wire it up, how to connect all of the wiring back behind the radio, and get it installed on the factory spare tire mount. If you want to check out that video, we'll have a link in the description as well as a card up above. Also, if you want more just generic information on backup cameras, in the event you don't have a JKU but you still want more good helpful information, we have a great video here on the channel as well that shows different wiring configurations for backup cameras in the event you want to get one installed at home. Well, that's about it for this unboxing. If you have any questions on what we did, go ahead and post a comment below. We'll post all the information and specs of this camera in the description as well. And if you like what you saw, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We post great content here on the channel all the time. And we will certainly see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.